Have you ever woken up in the morning, blinked your eyes, and felt like there was actual sandpapers trapped underneath your eyelids? Or maybe you have noticed that your vision seems a little blurrier than it used to be, almost like looking through a smudge window, especially when you are trying to read the newspaper or check your phone. It is a scary feeling, isn't it? You might find yourself wondering, is this just what happens when we get older? Does aging inevitably mean losing the sparkle and sharpness in our eyes? There is a statistic that is quite shocking, which is that dry eye disease affects nearly 30% of adults over the age of 50, and that number skyrockets as we hit 60 and 70. But here is the question I want you to consider today. What if the dryness, the irritation, and the weakening vision are not just because of the candles on your birthday cake? What if the root cause is actually hidden in the very first thing you do when you roll out of bed? What if a simple morning habit, one that millions of us do without thinking, is secretly dehydrating your eyes and starving them of the nutrients they need to function? You might be surprised to learn that there is a specific morning mistake that creates a domino effect of inflammation and dryness throughout your entire body, and your eyes are often the first place to suffer. But the good news is that this is completely reversible. In this conversation, we are going to uncover exactly what that mistake is, and more importantly, we are going to walk through a simple science-backed morning routine that can help restore moisture, sharpen your focus, and protect your vision for years to come. Imagine being able to thread a needle again without frustration, or reading a street sign clearly from down the block. That clarity is what we are aiming for. Before we dive into the solution, I want to welcome you to our community. If you care about staying healthy, independent, and vibrant well into your golden years, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are building a space here where we share the kind of deep, practical health wisdom that often gets rushed over in a standard doctor's visit. And I am curious, where in the world are you tuning in from today? Are you watching from the United States, the UK, Australia, or perhaps somewhere else entirely? Please drop a comment below and let me know your country or city. It is always so heartwarming to see how far our senior health family reaches. Now let's get right to the heart of the matter. To understand why your eyes are feeling dry and weak, we first have to understand what your eyes go through while you're sleeping. When you sleep, your body goes into a state of repair and detoxification. But it is also a long period, usually 7 to 8 hours, where you are not taking in any hydration. You are breathing out moisture with every exhale, and your body is using up its water reserves to filter toxins. By the time you wake up, you are naturally in a state of mild dehydration. Here's where the mistake happens. For most of us, the very first instinct when we wake up is to head straight to the kitchen and pour a steaming hot cup of coffee. It is part of the ritual, right? The smell that warms the caffeine kick. But here's the problem. Coffee is a diuretic. That means it encourages your body to flush out fluids. If your body is already dehydrated from a night of sleep, and the first thing you introduce is a diuretic, you're essentially wringing out a dry sponge. Your eyes are incredibly complex organs that rely heavily on hydration. The front surface of your eye is covered by something called the tear film. This isn't just water, it is a sophisticated three-layer coating. You have a mucus layer that sticks the tears to the eye, a watery layer that keeps things hydrated, and an oily layer on top that prevents evaporation. When you are systemically dehydrated because you haven't had water yet, that middle watery layer becomes too thin. The salt concentration in your tears goes up, which causes inflammation on the surface of the eye. This is hyperosmolarity, and it is a primary driver of dry eye discomfort. So the morning mistake is not drinking coffee itself, but drinking coffee before you have rehydrated your body. It sounds simple, but the biological impact is profound. When that aqueous layer thins out, your eyelids drag across the cornea every time you blink, causing microabrasions. That is that gritty, sandy feeling. Over time, this chronic dryness leads to inflammations that can blur your vision and weaken the health of the eye overall. But it goes deeper than just water. This morning mistake often includes what we eat alongside that coffee. If your typical breakfast is high in refined sugars, or simple carbohydrates like toast with jam sugary cereals, or a pastry, you're setting off a process called glycation. This is something Dr. William Li and other experts talk about frequently. When your blood sugar spikes, sugar molecules can attach to proteins and fats in your body, forming harmful compounds. These compounds can damage the tiny delicate blood vessels in your retina. Your eyes have some of the highest metabolic needs in your body, and they need a robust, healthy blood supply. If we clog up the system with sugar spikes first thing in the morning, we are starving our eyes of oxygen and nutrients. So how do we fix this? We are going to break this down into a simple step-by-step morning protocol. Think of this as a prescription for your eyes, but one that you can find in your kitchen. First and foremost, we have to change the order of operations. The very first thing that should touch your lips in the morning is a large glass of warm or room temperature water. Before the coffee, before the toast, before you even look at your phone. We need to replenish that aqueous layer of the tear film immediately. Think of your body like a wilting houseplant. If you pour fertilizer on a dry plant, it burns the roots. You have to water it first. By drinking 12 to 16 ounces of water right upon waking, you activate your metabolism and flush out the toxins that accumulated overnight, and you give your eyes the raw materials they need to produce healthy tears. Many people tell me they struggle to drink plain water in the morning. If that is, you try adding a squeeze of lemon. Not only does it help the flavor, but lemon contains vitamin C, which is an antioxidant that helps fight oxidative stress in the eyes. It is a small tweak, but it makes the water feel more like a wellness tonic. Once you have hydrated, we need to look at what is on your breakfast plate. We want to focus on foods that support the oily layer of your tear film. Remember, tears are not just water. Without that top oil layer, the water just evaporates into the air, leaving your eyes dry again within minutes. This oil is produced by tiny glands in your eyelids called meibomian glands. To keep these glands pumping out high-quality oil, we need healthy fats. This brings us to our first powerhouse food recommendations, walnuts. Walnuts are incredible for eye health because they are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are the building blocks of that oily layer in your tears. They are also powerful anti-inflammatories. If you have puffy red eyes in the morning, inflammation is likely the culprit. Try adding a handful of walnuts to your oatmeal or yogurt. It is such a simple addition, but it works from the inside out to lubricate your eyes. Let's talk about another food that acts as a natural pair of sunglasses for your eyes. Spinach or kale. These leafy greens contain two specific carotenoids called lutein and zeaxanthin. You can think of these nutrients as internal sunscreen. They accumulate in the macula, which is the part of your eye responsible for your central sharp vision. They help filter out harmful blue light from screens and the sun. But here is the trick that many people miss. These nutrients are fat soluble. That means if you just eat dry toast and a side of spinach, your body won't absorb much of the good stuff. You need to eat them with a healthy fat. This is why eggs are such a fantastic breakfast choice for seniors. The yolk of the egg actually contains lutein and zeaxanthin, and because it also has healthy fats, it comes in a perfectly absorbable package. A study actually showed that eating eggs daily significantly increased the density of this protective pigment in the eyes. So imagine swapping that sugary cereal for a scrambled egg with some spinach. You're not just feeding your stomach, you're literally feeding your retinas. I want to pause here for a second because I know changing habits is hard. You might be thinking, but I love my sweet breakfast, or I don't have time to cook eggs. And that is okay. You don't have to be perfect from day one. Even just adding the water before your coffee is a massive victory. If you can make just that one change tomorrow morning, you're already winning. Speaking of changes, if you're finding these tips helpful so far, please take a moment to hit that like button. It really helps me know that this is the kind of information you need, and it helps other seniors find this video so they can protect their vision too. Now let's move on to something that isn't about food but is just as critical for your morning routine. It is about light. In our modern world, many of us wake up and then immediately look at the screen. Maybe it is the phone, the tablet, or the television. The problem is that screens emit high energy blue light. While blue light isn't inherently evil, getting a blast of it from a screen right when you wake up, often in a dim room, creates a lot of digital eye strain. Plus, when we stare at screens, our blink rate drops dramatically. We normally blink about 15 to 20 times a minute. When we look at a screen, that number crashes to about 5 or 7 times a minute. Blinking is the mechanism that spread that tear film across your eye. If you stop blinking, the dry spots form immediately. So here is the strategy. Instead of screen light, try to get natural sunlight within the first hour of waking up. Step out onto your porch, open a window, or just sit by a bright window while you drink your water. Natural light triggers dopamine productions in the retina, which is important for regulating the growth and health of the eye. It also sets your circadian rhythm, which helps you sleep better at night. And we know that better sleep equals better eye repair. It is all connected. Let's go back to the kitchen for a moment because there are a few more specific nutrients that can act as medicine for your eyes. We talked about omega-3s and greens, but we cannot forget about vitamin C. The blood vessels in your eyes are microscopic and fragile. Vitamin C is essential for building collagen, which provides the structure for these blood vessels. If your capillaries are weak, you might get those little red spots in your eyes. Or your circulation might just be poor, leading to tired vision. Consider having some berries with your breakfast. Blueberries, strawberries, or even half a grapefruit. Blueberries specifically contain anthocyanins, which are potent antioxidants that improve blood flow to the eyes. There have been studies suggesting that anthocyanins can help reduce eye fatigue. Imagine your eyes feeling lighter and more refreshed just because you added a handful of blueberries to your morning routine. It is a delicious way to heal. Another surprising culprit of morning eye dryness is actually the temperature of the water you wash your face with. I know a hot splash of water feels great to wake up, but hot water strips the natural oils from your skin and your eyelids. Remember those meibomian glands we talked about on the eyelid margins? If you scrub them with hot water and harsh soap, you can disrupt the oil flow. Try washing your face with lukewarm or cool water instead. It is gentler on the delicate skin around the eyes and preserves that moisture barrier. Since we are talking about the eyelids, there is a physical technique that can be a game changer for seniors suffering from chronic dryness. It is called a warm compress, but you can do a simplified version in the morning. If you wake up with crusty eyes or they feel stuck shut, it means those oil glands are clogged. While you are in the shower or just at the sink, take a warm, clean washcloth and hold it over your closed eyes for just 1 or 2 minutes. The warmth melts the hardened oil in the glands, allowing it to flow freely again. Then gently massage your eyelids near the lashes. This manual expression can instantly improve the quality of your tear film for the rest of the day. It is like an oil change for your car, but for your eyes. I also want to address a common fear. Many people worry that once their vision starts to go, it is a one-way street. They think, well, my mother had bad eyes, so I will too. While genetics play a role, epigenetics play a bigger one. Epigenetics is the study of how your environment and choices influence your genes. Just because you have a genetic predisposition doesn't mean it has to be your destiny. By feeding your body the right nutrients, like the ones found in eggs, walnuts, and berries, you are sending signals to your DNA to repair and protect your tissues. You have so much more control than you think. Let's recap the protocol so you have a clear plan of action for tomorrow morning. First, hydrations. Before the coffee, drink a large glass of water, maybe with a squeeze of lemon. This rehydrates the aqueous layer of your tears. Second, nourishment. Choose a breakfast that includes healthy fats and antioxidants. Think eggs for the lutein, walnuts for the omega-3s, and berries for the blood flow. Avoid the high sugar pastries that spike inflammation. Third, light hygiene. Try to delay the screen time and get some natural light first. Give your eyes a chance to wake up to the natural world before forcing them to focus on pixels. Fourth, physical care. Use lukewarm water on your face and consider a quick warm compress if you feel gritty. It might feel a bit overwhelming to hear all of this at once. You might be thinking, do I really have to do all of these things every single day? And the answer is no. You don't have to be perfect. Start with the water, just that one thing. Do it for a week. See, if your eyes don't feel a little less like sandpaper, then maybe swap the toast for an egg next week. Small steps add up to giant leaps in health over time. I want you to imagine a future a few months from now. Imagine waking up and opening your eyes without that stinging sensation. Imagine pouring your morning tea and looking out the window, and the leaves on the trees look crisp and defined, not blurry. Imagine driving to the grocery store with confidence, able to read the signs clearly and reacting quickly because your vision is sharp. This is not just a fantasy, this is the biological potential of your body when you give it the right tools. The eyes are often called the window to the soul, but they are also a window into your overall health. If your eyes are dry and inflamed, it is a signal that your body is asking for better hydration and better food. By listening to that signal, you are not just saving your sight, you are improving your heart health, your brain health, and your energy levels too. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Aging is a privilege. It means we have navigated the storms of life and are still here. But growing older doesn't have to mean growing weaker. It doesn't mean accepting pain or loss of function as normal. You have the power to change the trajectory of your health with every meal you eat and every glass of water you drink. Your body is incredibly resilient. It is always fighting for you, always trying to heal. All you have to do is partner with it. It is never too late to make a change. Whether you are 60, 70, or 90, your cells are listening to what you do today. So make tomorrow morning the start of your new vision. Wake up, hydrate, nourish, and see the world clearly again. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which of these tips surprised you the most? Did you know that coffee could be drying out your eyes, or was the connection between eggs and vision new to you? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you have a morning routine that makes you feel great? Let us know. I read every single comment and I learned so much from the wisdom in this community. Also, if you are ready to take action and protect your sight, I invite you to type the number 1 in the comments. Let's see a stream of ones down there as a pledge to ourselves that we are going to prioritize our hydration and our health starting tomorrow morning. If this video helped you or opened your eyes even a little, please hit the like button. It means the world to me and it helps us keep making this content for you. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We have so many more science-backed tips for thriving in your golden years, and I don't want you to miss a single one. Stay strong, stay healthy, and remember your independence is worth fighting for, and it starts with seeing the world clearly. Keep taking those small steps for your health because they add up to giant strides in your freedom. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.